Okay, Cryllic Lesson 10. Now, as I mentioned in the previous episode, I went a little over time. Turns out the entire bunch of lessons I had done, I did all of these... excuse me. There we go. I did all of these one time before, and they all went over time. So these are going to be a little quicker than they probably should be. I apologize. Just watch them a couple times. If you don't catch something, you will. I'm sorry. If you really need something, you can always send me a comment or a note or something. Video response. I love those. Whatever. Anywho, I ended with Y. So we will start off on K. Ta-da! Alright, you form uppercase K, you go like that. Then what you do is you start here, you make a curve, you make a curly Q, and you keep writing. I hope you kind of followed that, because I was looking at the board, not the camera. Alright, then lowercase is a little different. Okay, it is hard to make. What you do is you start writing, you go up, bring it back down so you have a straight line. Then you go up the line and go out. Go partway down this little sticky outline and then come down. And you formed it. And then you keep writing. Okay? It's a little difficult to form, but with practice you can get it. Alright. I promised in the previous episode to talk about a special stroke that would help. We'll get to that in just a second. The letter L. Now, here's the thing. You got that? Okay. Alright. Here is the tricky bit. That was ag, remember, doesn't it? Doesn't it kind of look like the L? Just a little? Yeah, it does. That's why the L has something called a hook. This right here. You may have noticed it. What it does is then if you write Al, see the difference? There's this tiny little hook here. And that shows you ag versus al. Never forget that hook. Letters can get really complicated, can start looking like other letters. If you forget the hook, you always have the hook. Okay? Okay. M is another one with a hook. Okay? Never forget the hook. Hooks shouldn't be anything big, they're just little things right beforehand. Notice the hook? That's am. Without the hook, it's hard to tell what that letter is. You could see that as an M. You also could easily translate that as a P, or maybe even a badly formed K or N. It's just really hard to tell. With the hook, no problems. Don't forget the hook! Alright. Now we have the letter N, looks like an H. You're supposed to form it like that. I hate to admit it, I don't. I form it like that. For me, that's just easier, takes less time, it's just more flowing. Do whatever you want, as long as it looks like a capital H. That's the only requirement. Has to look like a capital H. Alrighty. Lowercase, it's looks kind of like that. It's a little difficult to get the hang of writing that letter because, well, because it is. You start your writing, that's your writing. You go up from a vertical stroke, go up it from a horizontal stroke, vertical stroke, keep writing. It sounds really easy, yeah, but it takes use to get it so that it doesn't look like a K. You can see how similar they are. If it takes practice to get it so you can easily tell the difference between the two, the biggest thing when you're writing this is clarity, okay? Just practice with clarity. Letter O is exactly the same in both print and cursive as in English. Okay? We will do 3 more letters here real quick. All right. You have the letter P, which... Ta-da! Now, for those of you who know some math or Greek, that looks a lot like the letter pi. Well, that's because Cyrillic is originally derived from Greek. That came from the letter pi. That came from the letter pi. So in cursive, it kind of ends up looking more like it. Lowercase, though, is really different. It looks like lowercase n. Now, here's the thing. There's another hook here. Never lose that hook. Okay? You never just write it with a curve or anything. It always has hook. Alright? They're very important things to remember. They can completely change how something looks. Then we have the letter R, which in real Cryllic it shouldn't do what it's about to do, but it does it anyways in real Cyrillic. In Cryllic it does it. Looks like a capital R, except weirdly made. Yeah. That's because... See, now it looks like a P, but it connects to the letters below it, so you have your little connection, and ta-da! It doesn't do that in real Russian, but in my version of Russian it does. Alright. Then, this is the lowercase. There are 2 hooks in this one. One right here, and one right here. Okay, you never lose those 2 hooks. It always has a very sharp beginning and ending here. You don't go like that to begin it. Okay? Then, you never make it a curly into the next word. No. It's clear and defined. But here's the thing, you never let it touch either. It floats off sharp. Okay? This is the proper and only way to make it. Okay? And one last letter. I do apologize for going fast. It's just the other ones I went way, way over time. So, letter S. Exactly like the letter C in English, both ways. Cursive, non-cursive. Alright. You know all the letters here. What do you think that says? Okay, it says lassie. See how the S is used just like a normal C? Notice the hook on the L? Still there even though it's in the beginning. Lassie. Ta-da! Alright, I'm going to I'm going to lend something. No, I'm going to end lesson 10 right here. Alright, we'll start next time. Continue on. Get that done. Alright, ta-ta.